Keyboard Exchange International.
Howdy folks, this is Garrison here at Keyboard Exchange International. Here to remind you to like our videos, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. That way you can always be informed of what's more within our store. Now back to the video.
So, Randolph.
Yes, sir.
Boy, that sounded great. I was in the office listening to you and trying to get a little bit of background information on this instrument that we've just added to our showroom floor. As you may not totally understand, folks, but when the organs get here, they have to have a lot of work done on them before they reach this point where Randolph can come out here and play it and make it sound so good, because there's a lot of parts that go into restoring an organ. Capacitors, tubes, resistors, belts, motor rebuilding, speaker rebuilding. There's just a lot that goes into the restoration process. Now, this past few years, we've done quite a few restoration jobs for other people. A church might have an organ, there's a lot of sentimental value attached to it, and they want to keep that exact organ. And if it's a B3 and you're sentimentally attached to it, and it's not in bad condition physically, then we would recommend you consider having Keyboard Exchange International do a first-class internal restoration. However, if you have an instrument that may have seen some scratching and a little bit of abuse to the furniture, you could just trade it in, take one home that looks like brand new, or have us, more than likely have us deliver it. It's not as easy as a car dealership where you drive in your old wreck and then they give you the keys to your brand new one after you sign some paperwork, right? It's not quite that easy, but it's not too far different either. So let's say a common situation, you might have a C3 or an A100 and you always wanted a B3. We will accept your equipment as a trade-in. And I don't always even recommend you rebuild a C3 or an A100 because it's pretty expensive to do the full job.
Especially upgrade.
Yeah, you might, exactly. If you're going to get it done, you might as well get it done all at one time, because you get a B3 organ in your home. And now this one, we had to go to the Boston area to pick this one up with our moving company. Actually did it for us. This came out of the Boston, Massachusetts area, where it was very, very well kept by the people who owned it before it got here. And for those of you who may have a family heirloom in your family, where you've got your grand piano in the living room and you have a B3 with a Leslie, and it's time to downsize, or for whatever reason, if it's time to pass the organ on to a new family or a new owner, and you're finding difficulty making that happen, this is what we specialize in. Sometimes Randolph Carter himself will come and pick the organ up if it's not too far away. Am I right, Randolph?
Absolutely.
He doesn't travel as much as he used to because he's got this little baby girl at his house. And he's taking care of her. He and his wife are taking care of this little baby girl, so you might not see as much of Randolph on the road as you used to, but we now have 2 teams of drivers. Randolph leads one team and Grant leads another team. And wherever you are, we'll get it done. We'll get an organ delivered to you. We'll get the trade-in picked up anywhere east of the Mississippi River. Now, if you're west of the Mississippi River, then we might involve a moving company or invite you to come and pick it up yourself and be able to test it out. There's all kinds of ways to make these good things happen, and a lot of the organs that we buy actually are coming out of places like Arizona, California, Washington State, and in those situations we always use a moving company. Same moving company we've used for 40 years, Randolph. It might sound boring, but when you have a moving company that's super dependable, it's not boring, it's just wonderful. It's a wonderful situation where professional movers will come to your home, pick up your family heirloom, and then bring it to our store where we'll do a first-class restoration. Now, a little while ago, you were playing a 1959 B-3. This is a 1962 B-3, and you may have noticed this one has a pilot light. It's still very quiet operating instrument, but the pilot light is there, and it's a nice little bonus that the factory added to organs starting in 1961, I believe, where they put the little pilot light on there so you might not walk away and leave the organ turned on. On a 1959, you have to be a little more careful. Just make sure you turn it off. But anything that you find about this instrument that's extra special, or what do you like about the vibrato sound? And
Well, as you know, by the time we make it to the 60s, as far as the organs go, those are some of my favorite years.
Ah, yeah. Still before you were born, though,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
It's still an oldie but goodie for you, Randolph.
Yes, sir. I just love the feel.
Okay. Okay. The feel and the tone is a little bit different than on some other years. Even some of the newer organs,
Yes.
like from the 70s, don't have the feel that this has.
Exactly.
How would you describe the difference?
The best way I can describe it is by the time you get to the 60s, it's the best of both worlds.
Okay.
For me.
It was a sweet spot.
Sweet spot, yeah.
All right.
The
Both
more
in sound
and feel.
and feel. That was dramatized when we had an organ from the late 60s recently, but it had foam damage, and we had to put keyboards in there from an older organ,
Yes,
so that everything would play perfectly, but it was like a hybrid of 2 organs.
Right.
And it was surprising to me that you felt it was a major upgrade because of the way it felt.
That's the way it felt, right? Exactly.
Now, personally, I like the way the ones from the 70s feel.
Okay.
They're a little smoother feeling. So it's not that one is better than the other, but it's a matter of what your personal preference might be. And it also has something to do with what you might have gotten used to.
That's true.
Okay? You've played them all. You've decided what you prefer, but that might not be what someone else would prefer.
Exactly.
They're all wonderful. Yeah. So, Randolph, let's ask you to play some more music and show a lot of the different tonalities of the instrument. Let people be able to listen. Make sure you put it on normal, not soft. And let people be able to compare our videos side by side. This is a 1962 instrument, very well kept and fully internally restored by Keyboard Exchange International. Oh, and by the way, I'm Jim Huss. This is Randolph Carter. Make sure you subscribe and press the like button and do all those things that are really appreciated by us. It's a really big help to us. We thank you very much in advance. Take it away, Randolph. Hi, I'm Jim Huss, speaking with you from the showroom at Keyboard Exchange International. We'd like to thank all of you who have helped us grow our business for the past 51 years, and it is our intent to find good homes for all the instruments we have gathered from all over the United States. Thank you to the families that have preserved the instruments and then sold them to us knowing that we would find good homes for them. If you, on the other hand, are in need of an instrument, please give us a call. There's been a lot of effort to gather these instruments together, and we would like to make you part of the Keyboard Exchange International family. Let's all work together to keep these fine instruments going long into the future so that we now and future generations can continue to enjoy the wonderful sound of the Hammond tone wheel organ. God bless. Signing off.